Okay guys, so I am now back from my little break, and I'd say this is probably the first job that I've actually painted in, I'd say like the last 20 days, because I was away for 10 days. I didn't paint for a couple of days before I went, and ever since coming back the shop's been a bit of a nightmare and trying to get a few things sorted out, so it's taken me a bit of a while to get organised and get things sorted and get back cracking again. So I'd probably say it's about 20 days since I painted something. I've been off with family, had a little break for 10 days for the holiday with the sort of extended family, which was nice and very much needed after the last couple of years as well. And so the first thing that we're going to look at today is going to be this set of bumpers and trims, etc., for a Volkswagen T5 camper. Now I am doing the rest of the van for this, and they're all going in Nardo Grey 2K Direct Gloss. And for these I'll be using the Walcom 360 Carbonio. Now I've got this in the 1.2 HTE, and I have to say that you'll see at the end, to be fair, I've kind of not had much time on the gun, obviously, since coming back off holiday. I've had a lot of prep work to do and a lot of other things to sort out and a few little bits and bobs to finish off. And for a first job where I've been off the gun for like near a month, I have to say this job absolutely blew me away when I finished this job up today. Now I think part of that is obviously I've had a bit of a rest. A bit of R&R goes a long way sometimes, especially when I've been working for like the past sort of 5 years without having a holiday or anything, so did need a rest. But at the same time, I sort of spent a bit of time during doing this job today, because it wasn't something that I needed to rush or that there was some massive rush to get it out the door or anything like that. It's in with me for like the next week or two while I'm getting the rest of the van done. But I had all these prepped ahead of time, so I just thought I'd flash these over out of the way and get this bit of paintwork done while the booth was sorted and clean. And it gave me a bit of time to sort of settle in with the gun. I was nice and chilled. I could tweak the settings and have a little play with the settings as I was going along, and I was just altering the fluid and the fan and a few little things just to kind of get into the groove of what felt nice for me spraying with this. Now obviously I used it for some of the panels on the bay window. I have done a few bits since doing that bay window with it, and I find that I'm settling down more and more with this. And this job just seemed to be the sort of like the icing on the cake for me, where I really kind of felt like at the end of it, once I tweaked my settings, that I was just really settled in and I was really happy with the finish that was laying down. Now you may have noticed at the start that I have dropped the pressure off to about 1.8. Personally for me, 1.8 bar just feels that little bit nicer. You'll see the shots of these bumpers at the end, and I think you'll probably agree that the difference in that 0.2 bar to me did make that extra little bit of difference. The 1.8, just running at 1.8 bar just feels that little bit nicer compared to running at 2 bar. I've tweaked the fan in, so I'm turning the fan in instead of like 1.5 turns. I think I've got it around about 1.5 to 2 turns in, whereas to start off with I was running it about 1 turn in. I just find that just tightens up the fan pattern that little bit more and gives me that real nice, clean, even fan pattern. Now, and you can see there, like instantly the laydown on that is just perfect off the gun. This isn't like it's a show van or anything, it's a customer's camper. It's just a standard paint for doing Nardo Grey on the bottom. There's been a few repairs on the van itself. The bumpers and everything weren't too bad. There was a few little bits of flaky paint, hence why there's a little bit of wet and wet primer on these. But bar that, it was just pretty much DA with a 500 and then shoot these with two coats of direct gloss. The finish on these was flat as a board when I finished these, and after kind of feeling like I'd lost my mojo a bit with the job before I went away because it was under a lot of stress and a lot of pressure, coming in now feeling a lot more relaxed, getting into the booth and sort of really enjoying the paint side of things again, and just, you know, completely chilling out and painting these. I have to say, this gun, compared to the other guns that I've used over the years, genuinely I got to be honest with you, it'd have to take the top spot for me. For what's out there, for what I've used, what I've tried, can I say that this pips the post over the DVR clear for me? I've got to be honest, definitely. I love the transfer efficiency of this spray gun. It feels like, I know it sounds daft, but you instantly pull the trigger and it's wet. It's just, I can't describe just how nice the efficiency is on it. Now, I've seen quite a lot of comments about this gun, and I even had, to be fair, a comment that I want to address in, I think it was the Ego 190 video, where someone said that they'd said they would say that they would love, you know, a spray gun if they got given spray guns for free. Now, gotta be honest with you, no one said that I've been given this spray gun or any of these spray guns for free. And regardless of whether I have or I haven't, I think what a lot of people tend to forget is that the amount of time and effort that actually goes into making these videos. If you think about, say, the price of one of these guns and what I could earn at work in the time that I am sat at home in what is effectively my family time and my personal time, editing a video and obviously setting cameras up at work and shooting stuff and going through all these stages of testing guns and testing the transfer efficiency and testing all these different bits and aspects to get to the point where I can do a review on one of these guns and give an honest opinion on a gun. It's definitely not like I got a free spray gun. The way that we have always been with firms has always been very clear, and any firm that's tried to go outside that, and there has been in the past, if a firm wants to try and offer us money to, as they call it, review something, I think if you get offered money to review something, then you basically, they're paying for an advert. You're not doing a review, it's an advertisement. The way that I've always worked with YouTube and the way that I will always work with YouTube is what I think is the best way of doing it, in keeping with the morals that I started off with in this. If someone sends me a product, they send it me for free. In return, we will make a review, or, you know, we will, if it's good, obviously we'll say it's good. I have been sent products that I have used and filmed, and I've not even got around to the point of making a video of it because it would be an absolute massive waste of my time. There's been a lot of firms that have been turned down over the years. Walcom, for instance, I spent a long time speaking to these. This is something that we've been chatting about for a few months. It's not just something that just someone popped down one day and said, here, have all these, try this, go and rave about it. You know, I don't get paid if you buy a spray gun. I make no profit if you buy one of these. If you see me using these regularly in videos from now on, that should give you enough to say that I am using these regularly in videos, and I'm using them regularly, you know, the work that I'm posting on Instagram and everything. If I'm posting this gun up, I'm using it, and I'm using it because I like it. And you'll see at the end of this, like someone said that, you know, basically I would say that this gun was a good gun because I get it for free. Like, if I didn't voice this video over and I gave this video the same title and you looked at these panels at the end of this video, the gun speaks for itself, I've got to be honest with you. I in no way have any care whatsoever for getting paid by any firm to review a product. It's not something that I am interested in whatsoever. The reason that I want to work with these guys is I like where their company is going. I like their outlook for what they want to do. They've got a lot of things in the pipeline, and they've got kind of a good plan for the future and a good plan for what they want to do. They're obviously a new sort of branch, you know, started in the UK, so to speak. The guy who runs that, Craig, I've met him personally now twice. Really nice guy, very straight talking. The same as I am. I was very straight on how I like to work with firms, that I will not be selling any products for anybody. I am not interested in that. For me, getting new guns in at the shop, or say getting a new product, or, you know, new filler or a new clear coat or anything like that, for me that is content. And for me, the YouTube side of things is what I do. I am a content creator. I am not an influencer, as some people would see it. I am not here to influence your decision. If you want to go out and buy this spray gun, buy this spray gun. It is exceptional. If you want to go out and spend the same money on a different spray gun, you know, that is entirely your choice. It is not my choice. All I do is I get a product, I give you an unbiased opinion on it. Some people might say, oh well, all of a sudden Walcom is your new favourite brand. No, I'm enjoying using these guns. I'm explaining to you guys the reasons why I'm enjoying these guns. You know, my favourite brand, you know, a lot of people know, is Iwata. Has been since day one of painting. It's where I started. The first expensive spray gun that I bought was an Iwata W400 Bel Area. It's an exceptional all-rounder for a very, very cheap price. But as we as painters have evolved, as the channel's evolved, I use new stuff like almost on a daily basis. I've lost count the amount of clear coats that I have got in my cupboard at the moment that I am in the middle of doing reviews on. Do I think they are all the most amazing clear coat? No. Some have pros in some ways, some have cons in other ways. And that is a bit like when I first did the video on this. You know, it's an exceptional gun. Yes, it is, you know, on the high price range, but it's up there with all the big brand guns, the DeVilbiss, the SATA, the Segola. All those guns are currently all sat in the same price bracket in the market at the moment. So I don't see the issue, especially with, like, you know, the increases in costs for everything at the moment. You guys will obviously, you know, if any of you guys have got paint shops, you will see it, you know, day to day on your invoices, just how much stuff is going up. You know, if we just think that only the materials is going to go up and the equipment is also not going to go up, then, you know, you crackers. You know, everything is increasing at the moment, and unfortunately it's just the way that the supply industry is at the moment, and not just like in our industry, in every single industry. Supply for a lot of things and chemicals and additives and everything is getting difficult, so prices will go up, and that's going to affect products, materials, tooling, absolutely every aspect of the job. So I don't think the price at all is off-putting for what these are. I think, to be quite honest with you, for what these are, the price is very, very nice, and it's sat very well in the market. My con with this would be that I do have to adjust the fan a little bit, but I've got to be honest, like, I've spent a lot of time using WS400s. A lot of people knock that, and I knock that because you have to tweak the fan. And yes, you do have to tweak the fan, but if you like the gun, you get used to it and you just deal with it. You know, I've always been a big fan of the WS400, and regardless of the fact that you had to tweak the fan, it never put me off buying one or using one. So, you know, as far as the video title goes, I genuinely do think that this has to be probably hands down the best spray gun that I currently own for doing clear or gloss work with, and it speaks for itself. You'll see the video shots of these panels in a minute, and the off the gun finish, there is probably about 5 nibs between all these panels. These panels, apart from like a tiny bit on the top of that rear bumper corner, do not need touching with a polisher. Like, that front bumper is absolutely insanely nice, and I really did not try to push this paint that far. I was just trying to get a nice off the gun finish, and by that little corner there where there's a couple of nibs, you can see just how clean this is and just how flat that is. It is absolutely beautiful, and it took me no effort whatsoever. Now, for me, that makes this spray gun worth every single penny that this spray gun is up for. And like I said, personally, I don't think it is an expensive spray gun. As far as, you know, if I wanted to sort of give my current and my favourite top coat and gloss gun, it would have to be this Carbonio by far. I can see why guys like Gabriel from Motivated Painters absolutely love this spray gun. I can't fault the reasons why they like this gun. That's it for me for today, guys, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.